Nate Diaz, a prominent figure in the world of mixed martial arts and boxing, has once again found himself in a financial debacle. Despite his long-standing career and numerous high-profile fights, Diaz had repeatedly faced financial injustice, missing out on millions due to lack of respect and unfair treatment. This narrative has resurfaced with his recent boxing match against Jorge Masvidal, where Diaz was promised $10 million, but now finds himself fighting for what he rightfully deserves. Diaz's latest financial struggle began with a highly anticipated boxing match against Jorge Masvidal. The bout, held at the Honda Center in Anaheim, was supposed to be a lucrative opportunity for Diaz, being promised that $10 million payout by promoter Solomon Engel and his company, Fanmio. However, following Diaz's victory in the 10-round match, Engel failed to deliver the promised funds, citing unexpected financial losses from the event. According to Diaz, Engel claimed that the pay-per-view sales did not meet expectations, resulting in insufficient funds to pay Diaz. Engel even went as far as to state that paying Diaz would lead to financial strain that could cause his wife to leave him. This excuse, however, did not sit well with Diaz, who promptly filed a lawsuit for fraud and breach of contract. The lawsuit highlights that Diaz would have never agreed to fight if he had known he would not be compensated as promised.
Engel told Rosenfield that, quote, "You have nothing to worry about, Nate is getting paid." Rosenfield replied, "We just want to make sure you are not counting on event proceeds as the only way to get it, since I am projecting us to come in low." Engel responded, "Don't worry, Nate is going to be fine. I have said that to you from the start," end quote. They built into an awareness that this match probably would not sell all that well, according to these court documents.
The legal documents filed by Diaz's attorney, Jeremiah Reynolds, in the U.S. District Court in Miami, paint a clear picture of the breach of trust and contractual obligations by Engel and Fanmio. Diaz's decision to sue reflects not just a personal grievance, but a larger issue of accountability within the boxing promotion industry. Nate Diaz's career has been marked by missed opportunities and financial setbacks. Despite being a fan favorite and a consistent contender in the UFC, Diaz never secured a UFC championship. The closest he came was in 2012 when he fought Benson Henderson for the lightweight title, but lost by unanimous decision. Over the years, Diaz's lack of title fights and significant payouts has been a point of contention, leaving many to wonder why such a skilled and marketable fighter has been repeatedly overlooked. Diaz's departure from the UFC came after his submission victory over Tony Ferguson at UFC 279, marking the end of his contract. Despite his high-profile status and numerous memorable fights, Diaz walked away without the financial rewards that many of his contemporaries enjoyed. This pattern of being financially underappreciated is not new to Diaz, who has often been vocal about his dissatisfaction with the remuneration he received throughout his career. One of the key aspects of Diaz's career that often goes underappreciated is his ability to draw in large crowds and generate significant revenue for events. Despite not holding a title, Diaz's fights have consistently been among the most watched and talked about in the sport. His marketability and ability to sell tickets and pay-per-view buys have always been strong. Yet this has not translated into the financial compensation he deserves. The recent financial dispute with Fanmio is not an isolated incident, but rather a reflection of the broader issue plaguing the boxing industry. Boxing has long been criticized for its lack of transparency, financial mismanagement, and exploitative practices. Fighters often find themselves at the mercy of promoters and organizations that prioritize profit over fairness, leaving many, like Diaz, struggling to secure their rightful earnings. Boxing's history is littered with examples of fighters who have been financially exploited. From the days of Jack Johnson to modern-day controversies involving fighters like Mike Tyson and Manny Pacquiao, the sport has a notorious reputation for shady financial dealings. Promoters and managers have often been accused of skimming off fighters' earnings, manipulating contracts, and failing to deliver on promised payments. The situation with Diaz and Masvidal highlights the precarious nature of financial agreements in boxing. Promoters often promise substantial payouts to attract top fighters and generate hype, only to backtrack when the financial reality does not meet expectations. This has led to a growing mistrust among fighters and fans, casting a shadow over the sport's credibility. Understanding the financial mechanics of boxing can shed light on why such disputes are common. Boxing promotions are heavily dependent on revenue from ticket sales, pay-per-view buys, sponsorships, and broadcast deals. Promoters often take a significant risk by guaranteeing large payouts to fighters, banking on high pay-per-view sales and sponsorship deals to cover costs and turn a profit. However, this model is fraught with uncertainties. Pay-per-view buys can be unpredictable, influenced by factors such as competing events, economic conditions, and even the fighters' performances and popularity. Sponsorship deals, while lucrative, are also subject to market fluctuations and the perceived value of the event. In the case of Diaz vs. Masvidal, it appears that the anticipated pay-per-view revenue did not materialize as expected, leading to a financial shortfall for Fanmio. Engle's excuse about his wife potentially leaving him over financial losses, while dramatic, underscores the high stakes and personal risks involved in boxing promotions. This incident illustrates the volatility and uncertainty that fighters face, often left in the lurch when financial projections fall short. As the legal battle unfolds, the question remains, will Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal ever see their promised paychecks? Diaz's lawsuit is a bold move to hold promoters accountable, but the outcome is uncertain. If Engle's claims about financial losses and personal repercussions hold any weight in court, Diaz might face a prolonged and arduous fight for his money. On the other hand, this situation could set a precedent for greater financial accountability in boxing. If Diaz prevails, it might encourage other fighters to take legal action against unfair practices, potentially leading to more transparent and fair financial dealings in the sport. Diaz's resilience in fighting for his dues could inspire other fighters to stand up against financial exploitation, potentially leading to systemic changes in the industry. Masvidal, who also has a stake in the financial dispute, has expressed his dissatisfaction with the outcome of the fight and the financial aftermath. Known for his competitive spirit and outspoken nature, Masvidal has hinted at seeking other opportunities, possibly even a third match with Diaz. However, the financial uncertainty surrounding their recent bout might make him more cautious in future dealings. In the midst of this financial turmoil, Jake Paul, another prominent figure in the boxing world, offered Diaz a $15 million deal for a UFC match. Diaz, however, turned down the offer, likely due to his commitment to the boxing match with Masvidal and the belief that the promised $10 million would come through. This decision, in hindsight, appears to be a significant missed opportunity, as Diaz now finds himself embroiled in a legal battle with uncertain outcomes.
I think Nate Diaz and the Masvidal lawsuit just shows how dumb these people are. This is not an easy business. Boxing is not easy. It's not easy to sell pay-per-views. If someone's giving you a big guarantee, it's most likely fraudulent. And Nate Diaz should have taken my $15 million MMA offer, but yesterday's price is not today's price, so now that he needs money, the offer goes down, and I'm still down to run it in the PFL against Nate Diaz.
Jake Paul's offer highlighted the potential for lucrative opportunities outside traditional boxing and MMA promotions. Paul, known for his high-profile fights and significant payouts, has brought a new dimension to combat sports, where fighters can secure substantial earnings through well-promoted and marketed events. Diaz's decision to turn down Paul's offer in favor of the now contentious boxing match underscores the unpredictable and often volatile nature of the financial agreements in combat sports. Paul's influence in the sport cannot be understated. His ability to draw large audiences and generate substantial revenue has made him a significant player in the boxing world. Diaz's rejection of Paul's offer, given the current financial debacle, highlights the complex decisions fighters must make regarding their careers in financial security. The ongoing dispute between Diaz and Fanmio has broader implications for the boxing industry. Boxing, already criticized for its opaque financial dealings and exploitation of fighters, faces increased scrutiny as more fighters like Diaz speak out against unfair practices. The sport's reputation continues to suffer, with many questioning its future viability. If high-profile fighters continue to experience financial injustice, the sport could see a decline in talent and viewership. Fighters may opt for alternative avenues, such as promotions run by fighters like Jake Paul, who offer more transparent and lucrative dealings. This shift could lead to a slow decline of traditional boxing, as it struggles to maintain credibility and attract top-tier talent. Furthermore, the legal proceedings between Diaz and Fanmio may promote regulatory bodies to take a closer look at the financial practices within the sport. Increased regulation and oversight could help protect fighters from financial exploitation and ensure that contractual obligations are met. This could lead to a more substantial and fair environment for fighters, who often put their health and lives on the line for the sport. Nate Diaz's financial struggles are a stark reminder of the challenges faced by fighters in the boxing and MMA industries. Despite his talent and popularity, Diaz has repeatedly found himself on the losing end of financial agreements, missing out on millions. The recent dispute with Fanmio and Solomon Angle only adds to his long history of financial injustice. As Diaz fights for his rightful earnings, the broader issues within the boxing industry come to light. The sport's lack of transparency and exploitative practices continue to undermine its credibility, leaving fighters vulnerable to financial exploitation. The outcome of Diaz's lawsuit could set a crucial precedent, potentially leading to a greater accountability and fairness in the sport. For now, the future remains uncertain for Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal. Whether they will receive their promised paychecks or continue to face financial struggles is yet to be seen. However, Diaz's resilience and determination to fight for what he deserves serve as a powerful reminder of the ongoing battle for fairness in the world of combat sports. The situation also sheds light on the broader issue of financial exploitation in combat sports. Fighters who risk their health and careers deserve fair and transparent financial agreements. The outcome of Diaz's case could influence future contractual negotiations and promote a more equitable distribution of revenue in the sport. Ultimately, Nate Diaz's struggle is emblematic of the broader challenges faced by fighters in the industry. His fight for financial justice is not just a personal battle, but a representation of the ongoing struggle for fairness and respect in the world of combat sports. As the legal proceedings unfold, the eyes of the sports world will be watching, hoping for a resolution that sets a positive precedent for the future.
What you do is you offer them a guarantee of $1 million, a $2 million. If that doesn't do it, maybe you even push it to 3. That's a big purse. And then you say, right, but this is going to sell hundreds of thousands of pay-per-views, maybe 1 million pay-per-views, and you get a nice chunk of the pay-per-view.